Imagine what the biggest music convention in the world would look like. If your mind is going to some place like NAMM, that's a fairly good guess, but not even close. Because in reality, it's so huge, it's almost impossible for you to gauge how big it is without physically being there. So like any rational thinking person would, the second I found out there was something bigger to be experienced than NAMM, I hopped on a 17-hour flight to Shanghai. Boiled pork kidney and squid. Welcome to Music China. There are lots of banners, some from companies that I recognize, some not so much. I have no idea what's in store here. I just traveled to China blindly, not even a visa in hand, just a passport and a Didario backpack. Okay, day one, we've wandered right into the drum section. This is usually the part of NAMM that you avoid, and in Music China, it's just what I walked straight into. I don't know if you can even hear what I'm saying, because I can hardly hear what I'm saying. Well, let's look around together, because I haven't been around either. Yikes! So I've come to the Engel booth, since I recognize Engel from back home, because Engel is a German company. And then behind you there is Fractal, Ibanez is over there, Tama drums, Ernie Ball, there's JBL, Yamaha, Line 6, Ampeg. So all the people I already know, just their Asian colleagues, because I don't actually know anybody who's here, I don't think. Like, I know a lot of people at Ibanez Germany, but none of those people are here. I think some were gonna come. That didn't really happen. I don't know what distributor booth this is, because there's Spectre basses, bunch of guitar companies, and then we have Engel, Friedman amps, Fractal audio. I would love to speak to somebody. I don't know if any of them speak English. If they do, cut to that. Okay, so what is the name of the company? So this is like a distribution company, right?
This is an Astra company, Astra. Yeah, we mainly do all these brands from German and Japan, and also from the America, like Fractal Audio and Tone King and Friedman, all these great sound.
Is there any way you can try any of this stuff out?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I've never heard of STR guitars.
Okay. Japanese brand, STR guitars and Rosetta Vessel and Momo set.
I'd love to try one of the STRs. Toothbrushes? I don't know what I've walked into here, but it sure is interesting. Let's grab someone. Let's see if they speak any English. Let's see if they can explain why they're here with toothbrushes. Okay, so I thought this was a music show. Why are there toothbrushes?
A music show. It's a technology show.
What's special about the toothbrushes then?
Toothbrush is fishing.
Let's get a toothbrush close up. There you go. Oh, there's water picks too. I feel like there's going to be a lot more bullshit here. So it seems like this is not just a music show apparently, because there were razors right there. We just walked by a toothbrush company, spoke to a lovely toothbrush lady. Shanghai Brio Electronic Technology. This looks like hairdryers. There's a lot going on here that isn't musical, even though we just came out of the drum section, walked into toothbrushes and razors, so we're in the bathroom section now. I don't know what's up next, if it's smart living rooms or if it's guitars and basses. I have zero idea, but I'm taking you along for the ride. Correction there about the toothbrushes. So this is Music China, this is happening now, and this is basically across most of these halls. But then these three apparently looks to be the Consumer Electronics Show, which explains the toothbrushes and the razors and the VR goggles. I just don't know why they would host two shows at the same time in the same expo center and sort of intermingle them so that while you walk through Music China, you also walk through the Consumer Electronics toothbrush place. You know what? Fuck Music China. I prefer the Consumer Electronics Show. I'm walking around with a German beer looking at cars. This is great. And washing machines. And Lenovo is over there. This is actually much more fun than Music China. I haven't even been to the music bit yet. I've been in the drum section. I also don't know if I'm allowed to be here with my badge from Music China, but it's the wrong way around anyway, so they don't know. So this robot can beat you at chess, and this robot can beat you at sorting M&Ms on a checkerboard. Okay, so we're at the big giant Fender conglomerate booth. This includes Fender, obviously, and then EVH, Gretsch, Jackson, everything that Fender owns. And in classic Fender fashion, it is loud, obnoxious, and taped off so you can't touch anything. Let's move on, I suppose. Thank you, Fender, for being the highlight of Music China and every other show that you attend. Fender's the best, aren't they? All right, I'm here at the Bensica something guitars booth. I actually just walked by here randomly and then saw these guitars, and I liked the shape, even though I think originally this is a Vola guitar's shape. This looks like Vola. And I picked it up and immediately realized this has an outstandingly grainy satin black finish. This feels like sandpaper. I think that's going to be a big pattern as I go forward at the show. Designs that are not original. I mean, obviously this is a Les Paul, yes, there's a lot of Strat copies and stuff here, but I mean, like, this is an original design, but I don't think this is their original design. I'm pretty sure this is something they found at, like, NAMM, and then just made. This weighs nothing, the finish is grainy, and the shape is stolen. Welcome to Music China. This is interesting. So, some of you might remember that I actually made a video a while back about the state of the company Washburn, and the fact that the company is pretty much dead because they were bought up by KMC Music or whoever owns KMC Music, and that new company basically just let them die off. So they were never represented at trade shows like Guitar Summit in Mannheim, Germany, or NAMM in Anaheim, California. But then here at Music China, suddenly there's a bunch of Washburns, including the high-end Nuno Bettencourt N4 signatures. So this is interesting. This is a good sign to me because I love Washburn guitars. I've unfortunately sold my N2, but I'm a big, big fan of Washburn in general. And so it's nice to see a sign of life from them in some way. I'm pretty sure this is an N2, so this is also pretty, like, this also has Bill Lawrence pickups. I know the tremolo is great. It's nice to see some sign of life from Washburn, and I will actually maybe make a follow-up video on the Washburn video with this new information if I can find anybody to speak to about it. Okay, so one thing that's rather interesting about international expos like this is the fact that Germany always buys one booth and then allows smaller German exhibitors to basically exhibit within it. Now, a couple of countries have done this here. There's a Japan booth, there's a France booth, and the Germany booth is right over there. So I say let's go check it out, because I always quite enjoy the Germany booth at NAMM. Let's see who's subletting the Germany booth this year. Ah, we have the Höfner, yes, good, they make the good guitar from the Germany, best country. We have the bass from the Paul McCartney. Very good. Oh, we have the Optima strings. The strings from the Optima. They are so good. Best string from the... I think it's for this instrument. What is called? Of course, the Geigenbauer. Yes, they built the violin for this again. Yes, there's no violin here. They did not bring violin or people, I guess. It's not bad. Germany, best, yes. Good. I'm at the D'Addario booth, and D'Addario is actually one of the sponsors of this video. They make these Backline backpacks, absolute essential for someone like me going to a trade show with a bunch of things to record, my Zoom recorder, all my audio stuff, microphones and stuff like that. And also, this show is rather loud, so the dBud earplugs are very helpful. So the thing about the dBuds is, oh, by the way, what is your name?
My name is Ty. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Okay, so he works at D'Addario. I've never met this man in my life, but he works at the company. Obviously, the people I speak to at the company are from the EU sector. Doesn't matter. I like Dario, so I like him. The thing about the dBuds is basically you can slide for like additional noise reduction. One of these settings, I can pretty much like speak to people around me. I can hear what they're saying and everything. And if shit like this is happening, which is very loud, then I can slide the slider. Great for stuff like concerts or trade shows where you're trying to hear what's happening as opposed to just shoving cotton in your ears. So you won't hear anything, but you also won't get any of the detail. Thank you, Dario, for sponsoring this video. I like your company very much. Dario's fantastic. Thank you, Adam from Dario. Also, you're the one I speak to on a regular basis. And
Adam Keys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him a lot. He's managing all of our artists from the globally. Yeah. So here is the China team. So mostly we are talking to the artists and exhibitions in the region.
Thank you to Dario. Next booth. Okay, so one thing I noticed in the past couple of minutes is that apparently every second booth in this hall, I don't know what hall this is exactly, there's a lot of E-drums here and a lot of other, this seems like the MIDI instruments place. Every second to third booth has the same sort of digital MIDI clarinet thing. It has a different name in each of them. And I don't know, it's just a lot of clarinet noise here. Every single booth sells these, and they all have a different name. I'll show you a couple examples. So the company Main has the M1000 digital MIDI clarinet, the Grayton AP500, the Eno E508. Whatever this company is, has the MA500 digital clarinet. We of course cannot forget about the Toyo T90 digital clarinet. The Roboku MIDI clarinet, and lest we forget, the Huame digital MIDI clarinet. And this has been about half of the ones in this hall, I swear to God. I don't know what these people's obsession with the MIDI clarinets is, but I dig it. I'm all for it because they sound amazing. Case in point, check this motherfucker out. What's up? Time for day 2 of Music China. Let's get in. So I'm here at the Karaya Guitars booth. I don't know, you tell me how to pronounce this shit. They have these, which are unreleased as of right now, and they told me these are going to be about €275, I think, which sounds ridiculous for a guitar that even looks like this, regardless of how it plays. But I played this, and this is incredible. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to have them send out the 8-string and then that 7-string version of it. Maybe make a video like upgrading these with, I don't know, some Fishman pickups, maybe some Lundgrens, and turn these into like absolute gent machines, because that's me now apparently. You know, maybe make like a review video on them, like how good of a mod platform they are, and then actually turn them into a really sick 8-string, because this already looks incredible. Like, this caught my eye while walking by the booth. Nothing else here is incredibly eye-catching, besides maybe the stuff with the stained fretboards over here. So I'm currently at the Natasha Guitars booth, and I met these guys very briefly at Guitar Summit in Mannheim as well, where I wasn't filming, and they have these things here. Now these are somewhat similar to that Enya smart guitar, the Enya Novago Sonic or whatever, that I reviewed a while back, and that was great, but these are slightly more expensive and slightly more advanced as well. I don't think these were out yet when I reviewed that Enya, and that doesn't make the Enya any less good or anything. It is a lower priced option, but leave a comment if you'd like to see a video with these, or maybe see like a video sort of with the evolution of smart guitars, because I've accumulated like 3 or 4 of those now. And if you'd like to see a review video on this, maybe sort of comparing it to previous generations of, you know, what those companies call smart guitars, with stuff like inbuilt tones, inbuilt drum loops and whatever. Leave a comment, tell me if you'd like to see that. I don't know if you can still do like polls in the info card on YouTube. I don't think that's a thing anymore, it used to be. If it is still a thing, you can do it now, but I don't think so. This thing is quite impressive, and it has some features that the Enya stuff definitely doesn't. I don't want to give those away in case I do make a video with it, but I will just prop up the Zoom H5 recorder next to the speaker of this thing so you can have a little listen to what it sounds like. So we just entered this place to get out of the sun because it's very hot outside. I found a sign that says Luthier's Show, and there are stairs here. So let's go upstairs and check out the Luthier's Show. I have no idea what's in store for me. This place is full of surprises, including toothbrushes. Entrance. I'm gonna turn the camera off for a second. Okay, so the Luthier's Show was pay to enter, which is fine. Upon closer inspection, the sign says Gibson on it. So this is not worth giving money to. Moving on. This is the Lewitt PureTube microphone. This actually won the Recommended New Product Award, I guess, at Music China this year. And for good reason. This thing is expensive, but it has incredible sound quality, obviously, but also incredibly low self-noise. So I guess it's a perfect microphone for the kind of ASMR type shit, because there's no sort of hum if you turn the gain all the way up. I think what Roman, the CEO of Lewitt, told me is that it has self-noise of like 7 dB or something. I don't know. Nothing compared to like any other microphone. This is an expensive piece of kit. I would love to have one. Maybe I'll have one sometime. But this is really cool. Let's move on to interfaces, because the Lewitt Connect 2 is actually a piece of gear that I use myself, and there's one right over there. So let's have Roman explain to us what it is.
Hi, my name is Roman and I'm the CEO of Lewitt. Alright, this is our Connect 2. It's the most user-friendly audio interface right now in the market. You don't need to have a degree in audio engineering to get sensational sound from this device. It actually comes with a quick setup guide that helps you to adjust within a few clicks all the settings of this to get sensational sound. It has an onboard compressor, denoiser, it has a clip guard so your signal will never distort. It comes with 3 iconic mic preamps, very capable tool for everybody who wants to produce music and content creation.
Awesome, I have one of these at home. I can attest to the fact that it's very good. I've officially located the ugliest guitar in all of Music China. It is the Dean Kerry King fucking earwig signature. My god, is this thing fucking hideous. I'm about to actually try it for the first time, because Dean did bring this to NAMM 2024 and this is actually, I think this is the 23 model, and in 2024 they released like the X-shaped one, but I haven't tried either one, because the Dean booths were never like, oh, pick this up and play it type stuff. They were always look and don't touch. At whatever this booth is, this is Seymour Duncan, Damasio, GHS Strings, Kemper, and Legator. And apparently Dean, I'm actually able to try this thing now through a Kemper, so let's go. So I would have loved to plug this in and try it that way, and maybe demo it for you with direct recording with either the Zoom thing and the Kemper, or the Mooer Prime P2. Unfortunately, there are no batteries in here for the EMGs, so I can only play it unplugged, but fuck. This thing is a great guitar. I don't know what, it's a USA Dean, I'm pretty sure, so I was expecting it to not suck. This is amazing. That doesn't make it any less fucking ugly. This thing is hideous. but it plays incredibly. If you've ever been to NAMM, or if you've ever watched any NAMM coverage, then one thing you might have noticed is that the very top floor of NAMM is always occupied entirely by Yamaha, and I don't really think they're paying for that booth space. I have no confirmation, but something tells me that they just have sort of a partnership with NAMM, and that top floor they just get for free, because it's not a booth, it's basically a suite. It's an entire floor of the convention center that is dedicated to Yamaha. And of course, for an event the size of this, every single one of these hangars back here is full of like music gear, drums, trumpets, whatever. It is appropriate for Yamaha to also have a dedicated Yamaha building. I haven't been in there yet, so I say let's go in together. Earlier when I recorded that a couple hours ago, the Yamaha thing wasn't open yet. We weren't allowed in. It is open now. And boy, do I wish it wasn't. At NAMM, the Yamaha place is lovely, right? They make it like nice and comfortable. It's a great place to be. This is an immaculately crafted swine flu nightmare. This is terrible. I mean, there's just a guy performing with the, oh, it's not, no! It's the MIDI clarinet again. I can't escape this shit. I swear to God. Motherfucker's playing the thing again. Stop it. So let me give you the grand tour of the Yamaha place. Pianos. Bunch of grand pianos. I don't play piano, this is useless to me. Glockenspiel, I guess. Xylophone, I don't know the difference. This is the drum section. I don't play drums either, but this is already slightly more interesting. These are E-kits though, so I don't know why they don't give these people headphones and instead let them play loud. The acoustic guitar section, they aren't actually meant to be tried out in here as far as I understand, like you can, but they have these little silent booths where I assume these are very well isolated. And you can try out stuff in there. If one frees up, I might give it a try, but I also think people are queuing up for those. Electric guitar and bass. This is the interesting section, but also people are swarming this place, and I really don't want to be here, so I'm not going to try one. I have a Yamaha Pacifica at home. It's a very nice guitar. I have the Standard Plus saxophone. Okay, so it's currently the 3rd out of 4 days of the show. And today I didn't bring my D'Addario backpack because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of guitar recording or whatever. So that backpack would be an unnecessarily heavy load to carry around, because today I'm going to be focusing on some meetings that I have that I booked a couple of weeks ago, and then also 2 other videos that I've been planning for months and that I want to get done here. I'll be back with the backpack and all the shit tomorrow to do more gear stuff, but today I'm pretty sure I'm going to be focused mainly on finishing those other 2 videos, and also just, you know, looking around a little bit more, being a bit more mobile as opposed to being tied to carrying bags and the backpack and all that shit. I just have my microphone and my wallet with me today. Let's see what we haven't seen yet. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out a way for you to be able to gauge how huge this event is. Me, for scale, from like 300 meters next to the buildings, didn't do the trick. And in case you don't have at least an approximate sense of how huge this show really is, this is me. Human for scale. I'm here, and I'm surrounded by halls N2, N3, N4, N5, E7, E6, E5, E4. So I figured the best way that I could convey the sheer size of Music China to you is to take one brisk walk, camera in hand, across the entire grounds. The inside of the triangle that is the 15 airplane hangars that make up the Shanghai New International Expo Center. Now, for reference, this was approximately an 18-minute walk, condensed via iPhone time-lapse into about 39 seconds. So I hope this at least somewhat brought across how big this place is, because that's the best I'm going to be able to do. Now, why am I really here? Because if you think about it, it doesn't make all that much sense. 17-hour journey from Germany to China to film a little documentary about this trade show. But that isn't the only reason that I came here. Many of you won't know this, and that's because there is no reason for you to know. but I run a management agency for music creators, Six String Management. It's not exclusively for music creators, but since that's the niche of the internet that I'm most active in, the majority of my current clients are musicians on Instagram and YouTube. Now, these are people who may not have the time or, brand communication skills perhaps to really get brand deals for themselves, and that is why I have made it sort of my thing to be at every trade show, connecting with as many people as I can, because the connections that I make here, yes, the majority of them are also beneficial, of course, for my own videos for my channel. A lot of them are also for my clients. But I also noticed that besides Rob Chapman, there are no Western YouTube music creators here. Now, I'm sure there are some YouTube or Bilibili creators perhaps from China or the rest of Asia who I don't recognize because they don't speak my language and so I don't watch their content. But as far as I know, I'm the only Western YouTuber really documenting this entire thing. That sort of made it interesting as opposed to filming at NAMM, which thousands of fucking YouTubers seem to do these days. So it's not exciting, and I only film as much content at NAMM as I need to cover the travel expenses with the video sponsors. That's not to say I don't like the NAMM content, but it's quite a bit more unique and fun to film here than at NAMM or Guitar Summit, where there's 100 YouTubers running around. So I do actually have a meeting or two lined up for today, and then I guess let's see where the day takes me. It is day 4, the final day of Music China. Now, this will be the only day that we actually stay until closing time, which is 5 p.m. We deliberately arrived a bit later because when you arrive at 8:30, you really don't want to stay until 5 p.m. This is very, very exhausting and overwhelming. I am actually intrigued to see what's going to happen if they just turn the lights off at 5 and go fuck off, or if there's going to be something semi-special at least, given the fact that it's the last day of a fucking giant, huge event. Let's see if there's anything that we missed the past 3 days. I don't think there is. I feel like I have seen everything. I could be wrong. There could be 2 halls that I haven't even been in yet and I wouldn't know. Music China also has about like 3 or 4 of these massive stages where there are constantly concerts going on, be it people from booths performing or just bands that traveled here. Like there was one band of, I'd say, teenagers from Bangkok, Thailand that traveled here to play some truly awful cover songs. And it's honestly quite impressive. Like NAMM and Guitar Summit also have stages where after the show, the concerts are played by, big names, Jared James Nichols, Martin Miller or whatever. But these happen during the show. So you can go inside and watch a booth performance at all times at pretty much any of the bigger booths, because those are happening as well. Then you come outside, you can watch a bunch of performances, be it Rob Chapman playing for Nuix, or just some random prodigy child playing the entirety of Yngwie's Live in Leningrad album. This show is simultaneously so similar to stuff like NAMM, and also so different that it really is an experience worth flying out to China for. I'm having the greatest time, experiencing this show and filming here. And in case you've always wanted to come to this show, or you even considered it, and what's been stopping you from coming has been the fact that Chinese embassies in other countries make this place sound like North Korea and the source of the Black Plague. Fear not, the embassy in Germany does the same thing, and this has been the best place to travel to. Quite frankly, it's been super warm and welcoming, and nothing besides the couple dozen cameras at airport TSA has made this experience even somewhat unsettling or made it feel like you're in a police state or something. I mean, yes, the hotel we're staying at has a copy of my passport and my fingerprints. Usually hotels don't ask for that. As long as you don't get up on a podium and slander the Chinese government, you are fine here. This is a great place. I'm quite enjoying Shanghai personally. And I do feel like quite the attraction here because I'm dressed like this, I wear sunglasses indoors, and I am not Chinese. Everybody films me. Literally, I pick up a guitar, 40 people with cameras around me. I do anything. I do this. I have a microphone, and there's somebody filming me. 3 people walk by and they just pull out their phones and start filming me, which is very, very strange. That doesn't happen at NAMM, because at NAMM I'm just another Westerner, right? But here, I am the Westerner. Nobody is here. I'm the only Western YouTube creator filming this event. Yes, there are Caucasian people here, but not many. And none of them have cameras and talk to the cameras and are holding a microphone. Quite the experience, but it's an experience that I can only recommend. So I'm currently at the Mooer/GTRS booth. And if you've been watching my channel for longer than about 2 weeks, you'll have seen me work with Mooer on something or other. And they are one of the sponsors of this video with the Prime P2 direct recording device, because what this thing does is essentially it's the size of a smartphone, and using this stereo jack cable I can direct record guitars into my Zoom recorder. I'm currently using the microphone function, then I can switch it over to record the stereo input here. And I have basically all of the tones from the GTRS tone suite right just baked into this. All the tone banks, all the different sounds, there you go. You can hear how loud this place is. I don't need to worry about that because I can record the guitars directly. Now admittedly, that's not what I've been doing for most of this, because if it's this loud I also can't hear what I'm playing if I'm playing just into this silently. And I don't have wired headphones with me. However, I did use it a few times, and this thing is a game changer for direct recording on the go. Thank you to Mooer for sponsoring this. Thank you to Mooer for continuously supporting the channel. Great people, and there are affiliate links to buy your own Prime P2 in the video description. We found a cafe right by the entrance/exit, so I'm taking a little cake break. So I've just stumbled upon a Gravity Stands booth, and if you don't know, Gravity Stands is a company from Germany. They're owned by the Adam Hall Group, who are also from Germany. Now they are represented in a lot of countries, but they are from Germany, and so it's quite fun to see them here, but see none of the German reps here. Like, I know those people quite well, and I sent them a message that said, "Are you here?" because I saw the Gravity Stands booth. No, they are not. I was going to wear my Gravity Stands shirt that I just by chance happened to bring on this trip, but with an exhibitor badge and a Gravity shirt, I would just look like a Gravity Stands employee, and people would start asking me questions about the gear. I can't answer those, or at least I don't want to answer those, so I didn't do that, even though it would have been funny. It is around 2:15 p.m. We just got some vegetable curry for lunch, and now the doors are closed. So I guess the show has ended. It usually ended at 5. I suppose maybe it closed down earlier on the last day. That does make sense. Guitar Summit and NAMM do the same thing. Oops. I guess I didn't get to really film an outro to this because I didn't know they were closing it down this early. There was also nobody I really could have asked because there were no English-speaking people within arm's reach of me at the time. See you next year, Music China. This was a great time. I quite enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was very loud at times, but of course the D'Addario dBuds kept that in check for me. Thank you to the sponsors that made this trip possible, or at least financially feasible, because paying for this out of pocket at the time would be a bad choice because I do have a bunch of business expenses. Thank you, D'Addario. Thank you, Mooer. And have one last look around the Shanghai International Expo Center before we leave. What a glorious place.